to my channel. So today I'm back with another one of the Unsolved Mysteries series that I started. Last time we went over the Dyatlov Pass incident, which if you haven't seen it, it was really creepy. So I will link it in the description box below if you haven't seen the first one of this series. Today I'm very excited for this because I've been looking on Wikipedia like all afternoon for creepy stories to share for this second part of the series, and that's 4. And I found this really super creepy one that I'm super excited to make a video on. I just said super so many times. Let's just get started before I drive myself insane. If you don't know already, the Unsolved Mysteries series is a series I have where I go on Wikipedia or Google, find a really creepy unsolved murder or something really creepy that went on, and I make a video on it, share my thoughts, talk about it. Maybe I'll try to be a detective and solve it myself, who knows. Also, if I'm looking over here, it's because I have everything on my phone, like the whole case is on my phone. So if I'm looking over here, it's because I'm reading. This one is called the CIRCLEVILLE writer, which is essentially somebody who stayed what is the word? Anonymous? No, that's not it. Somebody stayed unknown and they wrote letters to this family or something went on. I haven't read fully into it yet, but that's what I'm going to do in this video. So basically, somebody who was unknown and sent letters with threats and creepy things went on. So real name unrevealed, aliases CIRCLEVILLE writer, wanted for harassment, attempted murder and murder. So in 1976, several Circleville, Ohio residents began receiving strange letters detailing personal information about their lives. Bus driver Mary was accused of a supposedly non-existent affair with the superintendent of schools. So, okay, Mary has been accused of affair already. This is what? The writer told Mary that he/she had been observing her house and knew she had children. So somebody, whoever this writer is, has been watching poor old Mary. She just wants to drive buses. She didn't sign up for this. And this guy or whoever this person is, the CIRCLEVILLE writer, has been watching her. It was postmarked Columbus, Ohio, but had no return address. Okay, so whoever it is has gone from Columbus to Circleville. I'm not good with the US. Are they close together? Are they far apart? Within 8 days, Mary received a similar letter. She kept the letters to herself until her husband, Ron, received one as well. Okay, I have a question. Mary, why did you keep the letters to yourself? I'm sorry, but if I got letters in the post from somebody I didn't know and they had no return address or name saying that they've been watching my house, would you not tell someone? Is that just me? Am I the only sane one? Would you not? Okay. The letter stated that if Ron did not stop his wife's affair, his life would be in danger. So maybe she is having this affair then. Maybe that's why she's keeping the letters. After 2 weeks, the writer threatened to go public with the affair allegations, broadcasting it on TVs, CB radios and billboards. Billboards! That's what the effort they're going to? Okay. Mary and Ron only told 3 people about the letters: Ron's sister, her husband Paul Fresher and Paul's sister. Mary had some ideas about who might be sending the letters. Oh, clever old Mary. She's been on Midsummer Murders. They decided to have Paul write letters to the suspect, claiming that they knew who he/she was. The plan seemed to work. The letters stopped for several weeks. That changed on August 19th, 1997, however, when Ron received a phone call from the alleged writer. So now they're calling. Oh my god, this is getting real. The call seemed to confirm Ron's suspicions on the identity of the writer. So maybe Ron recognised the voice? Who is it, Ron? He grabbed his gun and then left in his pickup truck, even though the writer claimed to be watching the truck. What's with this creep? Why are you watching everything? A few minutes later, Ron was found dead in his pickup truck, crashed into a tree. Investigators later learned that Ron had fired at least 1 shot from his gun before crashing. So what, he saw who it was and then fired the gun but lost control? Sheriff Dwight Radcliffe questioned and eliminated at least one suspect in the case. He then ruled Ron's death as an accident, claiming that he'd lost control and crashed while driving drunk. Okay, he must have left the house not drunk, because he was in the house, like he wasn't in like a pub or anything. A few minutes went by before he was found dead, so how could he be in his truck, suddenly get drunk in the matter of minutes and then crash, whilst also having fired a weapon? However, several residents soon received letters stating that Sheriff Radcliffe had been involved in a cover-up. According to Paul, Sheriff Radcliffe initially agreed that the death was a result of foul play. However, he allegedly changed his mind when the suspect passed a polygraph test. Ron's blood alcohol level was 0.16, which was twice the legal limit. However, many of Ron's friends and family were surprised by this. They did not think he was a heavy drinker. To get twice the legal limit of alcohol in your blood in a matter of minutes after you left the house, whilst driving with a weapon, is this... what? I'm so confused. Oh my god. Mary and the superintendent later acknowledged a relationship, although they claimed that it did not start until after the letters were sent in February of 19... This is not one sentence, let me rewind. In February of 1983, Mary was harassed along her bus route. The letter writer apparently began placing threatening signs next to the road. One day, Mary had enough and decided to go and rip the sign down. When she did, she discovered a booby trap designed to kill her. Oh Lord, Mary. The trap had a box which contained a small pistol. If Mary had pulled the sign off a certain way, the gun would have fired. Oh my god, it's a good job she noticed. Can you imagine? Whack! Oh my god. An amateurish attempt was made to rub off the serial number on the gun. Oh. When lab tests were able to raise the number, it was determined that the gun had belonged to Paul Fresher, who'd recently separated from Ron's sister. Okay. So is he... okay. Paul, however, claimed that the gun had been stolen. On February 25th, 1983, Sheriff Radcliffe asked Paul to meet with him and take a handwriting test. He asked Paul to try and copy the handwriting from the letters. Sheriff Radcliffe also had him write the letters while repeating them verbally. After the test, Paul took Sheriff Radcliffe to his garage and showed him where he kept his gun. Afterwards, the two returned to the courthouse where Paul was arrested and charged with attempted murder. Okay, so the gun ended up being Paul's. So is he trying to kill Mary for some reason? Because it said he'd split up with Ron's sister, so maybe he had beef with Ron. On October 24th, 1983, he went on trial for the attempted murder of Mary. Although he's never charged with writing the threatening letters, they became a crucial part of the evidence against him. A handwriting expert testified that Paul was the letter writer. Mary also testified that she believed he was the writer after his wife visited her with the same suspicion. Okay. So Paul is the letter writer. Paul's boss also testified that he was not at work on the day the booby trap was found. Paul had an alibi for most of the day. However, he took the stand in his defence. Proclaiming his innocence, he was convicted and was given a 7 to 24-year sentence. While there, he himself received letters from the writer, determined to keep him there. Okay, is Paul the writer or not? What, you're losing me? I actually have images of letters here. They actually have images of letters that were sent. So this one says, "Stay away from Massey. Don't lie when questioned about knowing him. I know where you live. I've been observing your house and know you have children. This is no joke. Please take it serious. Everyone concerned has been notified and everything will be over soon." This one says, "Fresher. Now when are you going to believe you aren't getting out of there? I told you 2 years ago, when we set them up, they stay set up. Don't you listen at all. No one wants you out. No one. The joke is on you, ha ha. Tell no one of this letter. I saw the paper, great news, great. The sheriff loved it, ha ha. Do you believe it now, do you?" So this was obviously sent to Paul Fresher when he was in prison for allegedly killing. But why does it say, I told you 2 years ago, when we set them up, they stay up? Don't you listen at all? When you set what up, they stay up? The booby traps? There's another one here. Forget Circleville. Do nothing to hurt Sheriff Radcliffe. If you come to Ohio, you El Sickos will pay. From the Circleville writer. So someone's got something to do with Radcliffe, whoever this writer is. Others still receive letters postmarked from Columbus even though he was in prison in Lima. Lima? Even though he was in solitary confinement, letters kept arriving. So Paul is obviously not the letter writer as they thought he was. In December 1990, Paul became eligible for parole. He was denied parole due to the letters, even though there was no way he could be sending them because, like, he's behind bars. In May 1994, Paul was finally paroled. He continues to maintain his innocence. However, the author of the letters has never been revealed. So the letters must have stopped, right? Journalist Martin Yant has investigated the story and found another possible suspect that could be the writer. He also discovered that 20 minutes before Mary found the booby trap, another bus driver on Mary's route had seen a suspicious man standing next to a yellow El Camino. The man was at the same spot where the trap would later be found. Yant found that the possible suspect's brother owned the same type of car. The description does not match Paul and he had a solid alibi at this specific time. While Unsolved Mysteries was filming this story, they received a postcard, apparently from the letter writer. It read, "Forget Circleville, Ohio. Do nothing to hurt Sheriff Radcliffe. If you come to Ohio, you El Sickos will pay." That's what I just read. Since this case has been broadcast, however, Paul Fresher, who maintained a blog for several years, passed away in 2012, never knowing the identity of the Circleville writer. However, recent information uncovered by Martin Yant and others has suggested there were at least 3 letter writers involved in the case, none of whom were Paul. One was believed to be the son of the superintendent whom Mary had an affair with, which would explain why they knew in the first place that Mary was having an affair, because this whole time one of the first letters was about her affair, but like, who would have known? The second was believed to be a co-worker who was infatuated with Mary. The third was believed to be Paul's ex-wife, Ron's sister. Believed that the ex-wife's boyfriend was the man seen next to the El Camino on the day that the booby trap was discovered. One of her relatives had owned that type of car at the time. Despite the evidence, the police still maintain that Paul was the Circleville writer. So with all that evidence of Paul not being the writer, the police still think he was the writer, even though he was receiving letters whilst behind bars. If I was a policeman, I'd be like, why? Because he's receiving letters whilst he's here, like, what? Why would you think? I don't think Paul was the writer, because it's kind of strange how, like, the handwriting expert or whatever, is that even a thing, said that Paul was the letter writer. Mary thought he was the letter writer, but he can't have been, because he was still receiving letters whilst he was in prison. Why would he write a letter in prison and send it to himself, threatening himself? Like, why would they not investigate why the letter writer doesn't want Radcliffe being hurt? Was Radcliffe not like, to what? Yeah. It's weird, I find Mary a bit suspicious, to be honest with you, because I find it kind of strange how she kept the letters to herself to start with. I know they were saying like she's been having an affair, but why would she not tell anyone? And why would she be so angry with the road signs that she would go to take them down? Would she not be creeped out and be like, oh, whoever it is has left threatening signs on the road? Like, she literally just got angry and went to pull them out the ground or something. So, I find Mary a bit suspicious. I don't know what she's up to, but That was that video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any theories, tell me who you think the letter writer was in the comments, because I'd love to hear your opinions on this. Maybe I'm looking at it in a confused manner, probably because I get confused easily. Whoops. Let me know who you think did it as well, because I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to drop a thumbs up down below so that I know you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel as well, since I'm going to be making more of these. I love this series, is that just me? I'm loving this. Let's read creepy stories and hold hands in the park, I don't know. My social medias are all linked in the description box below as well, so if you'd like to head over and follow them if you haven't already, I would appreciate it. Thank you in advance. Again, leave your comments, tell me your thoughts. I'd like to hear other people's opinions on what happened, because I'm very creeped out. That is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, because I know I did. That's that. I will be back on Monday with a new video. Until then, remember to stay positive, and I'll see you next time. Bye!